Hello dear traders, it's Petko Aleksandrov and I continue now with the filtering of the strategies. I will filter the strategies that I want to place on the demo account for testing. Here are the results from the reactor, and you see that totally there were generated above 100,000. From those, only 3,473 passed the validation, so only 2% and 96 nearly 3%, and out of these 3% only 32% or 1119 passed the Monte Carlo validation. Now in the collection I see the top 100. So this is how we filter so many strategies with the acceptance criteria and the Monte Carlo. Now on each page of the collection we see 10 strategies and we have obviously 10 pages. Here on the left side we have some additional useful tools such as sort records, so you can choose whether to filter them by the net balance, the maximum drawdown, you can change it, or any other like profit factor, stagnation and so on, but I always prefer to keep it on the net balance because at the end of the day it's important which are the strategies that are making the most profit. After that we have these filter records, which is very useful as well. So here we add additional filters in order to see the strategies with best profit lines, with smaller stagnation and drawdowns. Okay, so I always add the profit factor, which is actually the value that comes when the gross profit is divided by the gross loss. So this means that all of the profits are divided by all of the losses, and obviously these strategies are having profit factor more than 1. So if I increase it to 1.1 for example, you will see that no any changes we have here. Let's increase it to 1.2 and you will see that only 64 strategies out of the 100 are left. There are many other filters that you can add. I like the filter maximum stagnation, which shows the period when the strategy is not making more profit than the one it reached. So you see the strategy reached this top here with the profit and then went down and then went higher again, so the whole period here is called stagnation. You can use some maximum equity drawdown, you can use count of trades, maximum consecutive losses. I really like this one as well. So you see if I put 10 consecutive losses I will have 40 strategies. So let's reduce it for example to 9, to 8, and here I have 30 strategies out of the 100 left. So these strategies now are having more than 300 count of trades, profit factor bigger than 1.2, and they don't have more than 8 consecutive losses. And from the 100 I have 30. Actually from the thousands that were generated at the end of the day I have 30 strategies. This is the number I wanted to stay with. Of course you can do it with any other numbers. You can put all of the 100 strategies into the demo account to test. You can select only top 5, top 3, but the idea is that by testing on a demo account we can see really the strategies, are they performing as the backtest. Even this backtest, guys, if you do it on the MetaTrader it's totally the same, so the performance is real. The question is that I like to put these strategies on a demo account and to follow their performance there, and after that I will select the top 10 strategies. So from each of the 2 reactors I will select 30 strategies. Now what I do after I select the 30 strategies, you see here I have this button that says Expert Advisor for MT4 and Expert Advisor for MT5, and for me this is the really unique and powerful usage of EA Studio, because with one click I can export the Expert Advisor, and this is the Expert Advisor. If I click on it you will see the code behind the strategy, and this is the Expert Advisor itself, because normally when we buy Expert Advisor from the market we don't see the code, we don't have access to the code, but here you can see the code and all inside. I'm not really a developer, so I really don't touch these codes, guys. Of course I know some parameters to change, but I really don't suggest you to change anything of the code if you are not developer, of course. Anyway, we don't need to have any programming skill for this. The Expert Advisor Studio exports it with no any mistakes in the code. So one click and it exports the Expert Advisor. And now what I will do it for all of the strategies that I'm having, alright? And I will have the Expert Advisors for MetaTrader 4 and for MetaTrader 5. Okay, I will continue the video once I click on all of the strategies. So let me bring now the other collection. These are the strategies that we had on M15. You can see again 100 strategies into the collection. Let me just put it exactly on the recording screen. And what I will do now, I will again filter these strategies. Okay, what is the correlation analysis? You can choose whether to use it from the tools when I go to settings. So from here we predefine which trading hours we want our strategies to be trading. Here I suggest you to do it the very same with your demo real account. Depends on what you're using, just the amount, what is the leverage you have selected, and then you have here this correlation analysis which I have selected to use. So here the generator, or in this case the reactor, detects if in the collection has the very same strategies with very same profit line with correlation up to 0.98. So if more than 2% of the equity line is the same with another strategy, the reactor will remove it and will not put it into the collection. So this means that all the strategies are different. And the other thing is that it detects strategies with similar trading rules. So before with EA Studio, before this correlation analysis, it was possible to see strategies into the collection that were having same or similar trading rules like MACD rises, for example, and different parameters inside. So instead of 26, 12 and 9, it could be 45, 10, 5 or anything. The idea is now that all these strategies are with different equity lines and with different parameters inside. Okay, so we have better diversification now with more strategies that are different. Now I will use again the filters. Let's go to minimum count of trades. So we will select the strategies that are having many count of trades, because we said that it's important to have many count of trades in order to say that the statistic that the strategy is having is reliable and the strategy is robust. Okay, even it passed the validation of Monte Carlo. So I have set it into the acceptance criteria with 300. So let's go higher now to 500 and see how many we have. You can see 67. Let's go to 600. What we have is 51. All right, and let's go for another filter as a maximum equity drawdown, for example. If it's 20%, you will see that I have 48 strategies. Let's go down to 15% and see what's the result there. I have 36. All right, so I need to remove 6 more strategies. Now when I have few more to remove, I just go to the last strategies, and you can see here that some of those are normally not having that good equity lines. So for example, you see that this strategy recently is losing. I will remove it. And here I have this huge stagnation period of time where the strategy was actually losing. I will remove this one, and I will look at the other ones. You see here huge drawdown, and this strategy is well recently losing, and I need to remove 2 more strategies. Let's go to the third one, and you see here I have also some strategies that are recently losing. Let's see which one I want to remove. This one for sure have a bigger period of losing recently, and as well I will remove the first one over here. So totally now I have 30 strategies into the collection. I will export the strategies again by one click of the mouse here on this small cloud with the arrow down, and I will continue once again the video once I export all the strategies. Alright guys, so now you see in my downloads that I have totally 120 files. So I have 60 expert advisors for MetaTrader 4 and I have 60 expert advisors for MetaTrader 5, and I have 30 from each for M15 and for H1. Alright, this is how we filter, this is how we create the strategies, and the next step is I will put these expert advisors on MetaTrader and I will leave them trading, and I will select after that the top 10 expert advisors, and I will provide you these top expert advisors if you want to practice, test, and if you find them useful. Of course, that would make me very happy. So in the next lecture, I will show you how to place these expert advisors in MetaTrader for trading. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Cheers.